Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the next issue here on the Culture Cache. I'm the Power Trip, and today we're going to continue on our trip down some of the scariest villains and creatures out of comics today. Today I'm going to touch upon one of the more popular top end horror things here, especially because of it being the date it is, and it's coming up pretty quickly on the premiere of The Walking Dead. I'm going to basically touch upon just zombies in general. While this is a spooky thing, whether it's movies, games, comics, or anything like that, The Walking Dead zombies always tend to do something you wouldn't normally think of except in, like, say, a Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees thing. Because these are still your lumbering, slow moving zombies that, they can put some momentum in themselves and kind of get going, but they can't turn really. They can't full on sprint. They can't run like, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead zombies, sorry. But somehow they still always manage to catch people. And it's because they can outlast you. Now, given you can run far enough that they can't see anymore, and then you could, like, change direction, but usually most people in the comics are in a panic mode. Now, here's the key here. This is a lot of people are like, well, it's the slow-moving zombies, and why are you covering this? Zombies in The Walking Dead are, they're regular zombies, and everyone's zombied out. They're not that scary, but here's what makes The Walking Dead zombies so frightening, so frightful. A lot of people don't really realize, because you got a lot of fans out there that love the show, love the comics and everything, but they've not really gotten into, the interviews and stuff like that to get some of these extra details. But you got to realize that, as it's been stated before online in interviews, that with the creator and some of the other people, that the key here is what makes this so dangerous in general is the fact that in this universe, this alternate universe of The Walking Dead, they've never heard of a zombie. So, like, let's say a zombie outbreak happened in real life. We've had movies, we've had comics, we've had TV shows, we've had everything under the sun. We know how to handle a zombie. A zombie outbreak in reality, unless it was, once again, your wind sprinting Dawn of the Dead zombies that can freaking run marathons and everything, a standard slow moving zombie apocalypse would actually probably not be quite as bad as is portrayed normally, because we know about it. We're gonna shoot these things in the head. We're not gonna get bit. You got enough people that know what to do here. But in the Walking Dead universe, they don't. To them, as it's been stated once again, it's they have never heard of a zombie. No one has made movies. No one's made comics. No one has even thought of the idea of the dead coming back to life in this universe. So that's why they're so dangerous here, is because it came out of nowhere. Quite literally, this is a universe that had never even contemplated the idea. There is no Z word. You never hear them say that these are zombies. That kind of a thing. And that's what makes it even scarier. Imagine if you didn't know what a zombie was. Imagine, forget everything you've ever read and watched and everything. Forget, just close your eyes and pretend the idea that you've never even thought of this. This never existed. That you truly, the idea of the dead coming back to life, that the idea of a zombie is just this foreign thing that is just, your brain has never thought of it before, and then all of a sudden, boom, people are coming back from the grave. You don't know what the heck's going on, and they're lumbering around, they're biting people, infecting people, eating people. All of a sudden, this is a heck of a lot scarier thing than normal here. In the Walking Dead universe, the big argument is humans more dangerous than the zombies, and it's really a toss-off here, because, if a zombie apocalypse were to hit in reality, our reality, then yes, humankind is still more dangerous than the zombie. But in The Walking Dead, it's kind of a toss-off because characters like Negan and the governor, are extremely dangerous, and they don't help the fact that, and this is another thing that's been stated, is that your ratio in the Walking Dead universe is for every one living person left on the planet, there are 5,000 zombies, 5,000 to 1. Just imagine that number. For every one person, you're in a camp, a surviving camp, and you picture just the idea of, your girlfriend or wife or, both or whatever, best friends, family, anyone that you can imagine that you've managed to save and is with you. Picture about 20 people with you, maybe. And then multiply 20 by 5,000. And that's how many zombies, minimum, that are out there in that universe, waiting for you, looking for you, hunting for you. This is, all of a sudden, this isn't quite just your standard zombie anything anymore. And so this is why these are such a horrific, scary thing. Because you get a lot of people out there that honestly do worry that a form of the zombie apocalypse could happen. And while this may not be quite as frightening a thing to us now, like how we are because we know about it, in the comics, this is an extremely scary thing. And kind of like I've asked you guys to do before, to just put yourself in that universe and just imagine that you are in that mindset and that type of person, and all of a sudden you're thrown into this chaotic battle, and all of a sudden it's not what you thought it was going to be. It's not. You are not going to fare as well as you think you're going to fare, so to speak. But yeah, that's what I thought I would cover today, is just the contemplation. I'm not gonna go into the details of zombies and everything in general and stuff. With it's specifically the Walking Dead universe and its take on zombies, and how its take on the world's take on zombies, so to speak, and just how scary that truly is. Just remember that the next time you're watching the show or you pick up the comics, and remember, this is why these characters are dying so quickly, is because they're not that careful. They're not looking around every corner. They're not planning every move until they've already gotten down to their bare minimum survivors, and they've been living out in the wild for like 2-3 years. But when this first happened, people were dying left and right because no one knew what the hell this was. No one ever heard of Walking Dead before. No one ever heard of any of that. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. Just might want to be ready next time you see somebody lumbering around out in the middle of a field. And I'll see you guys next week for the next issue.